Hey guys, it's Mo. Today we're gonna have a little bit of like a story time. As probably all of you, if not most of you know, Toys R Us is going out of business. Makes me cry every time I think about it. It turns out that Canada's stores are supposedly staying open, but everywhere else in the world that there is a Toys R Us, every single one in the US, is closing. My local Toys R Us, and I think probably now all the ones in the US, have started their closeout sales. I actually went, and it's not that great so far. Most things were just 10%. I'm not sure if they've dropped them even more. That was a few days ago, last week maybe, that I went. I mean, it's always exciting because you know you're gonna get a great deal, but you go in and like they had signs that the employees had made saying, "We're losing our jobs. If you know anyone hiring, please let us know." And I'm like, that's really sad. And slowly, like, all the merchandise is just less and less, and it's just really sad. And anyway, that's not my story today. Oh, I did get this little Tokidoki girl. I don't even know what her name is, but I think she's adorable, and I just picked her up at Toys R Us. So the actual story today is about when I was really young. I couldn't tell you the exact age. I want to say like 7, 8, 9. I want to say a solid about 7 years old. I watched my cousins play video games. I played video games at my friend's house. I had Sega Dreamcast, which was cool and all, but the thing I wanted so much, the thing I wanted more than anything, was a PlayStation 2. My mom told me that I had to pay for it myself. And being like 7 years old, you know, unless people give you money, it's not that easy to make $200. About what it cost at the time for the PlayStation 2. At one of my aunt's house, we used to have big yard sales. Well, she had big yard sales, and sometimes my mom and I would bring things there and be a part of it. And so that's what we did. I got to keep all the money that I made. Of course, you know, I'm selling things like old clothing and little toys and random stuff. Stuff that really my mom should have got the money for because she paid for them originally. We would have it all stretched out down her like rocky driveway, and it would be the whole neighborhood that did this. I don't know if it was probably a Saturday morning. You know, yard sales are tough business if you ain't a morning person, because people are out there at like 6 in the morning and like ready to shop your driveway or your garage or yard, whatever setup you have. It's intense. I ended up making the $200. I'm not sure if it all came from the that particular yard sale, but I ended up with $200, and I was a happy camper because I could go get myself that PlayStation 2. Now you're probably wondering how Toys R Us falls into all of this. Well, when I was younger, going to Toys R Us, I feel like it was set up a little bit differently than it was in more recent years. Maybe it was just the one that I went to, but it was like there was a gaming section that was just like in this front corner of the store, and it was almost like you entered into a whole nother store, and it was fantastic. I loved it. It was just like, ah, whenever I would go into that part of Toys R Us. That's where we went because, hey, I'm buying a PlayStation 2. I have no idea what game or games I got. Probably Spyro, some type of Crash Bandicoot, because I played all those games. I had some pretty funny games for my PlayStation 2 as well, but unfortunately I don't think I still have that anywhere. I do still have a Sega Dreamcast though. I have held on to that and a bunch of those games, but that could be maybe another video. I'm at Toys R Us. It's me, my mom, and my nanny and pop-up, which was my mom's mom and dad. I was their only granddaughter, okay? Just letting you know that. So we go to the checkout line. I got my money. I'm ready to pay for that PlayStation 2, ready to take it home, ready to put my hands on that controller and start playing away. And my nanny and papa were like, we're gonna buy it for you. I saved up $200 for nothing. No, just kidding. They really just wanted me to learn, you know, that saving is important, especially when there's something that you want. You can work for it and you can get it yourself. It doesn't have to just be, you know, of course, physical things or material things like a video game console, but anything in life, like saving is important. You can take yourself on trips, you can buy a house, you can buy a car, you can invest, you can help other people, whatever you're passionate about. It's always good to save your dollars, your dollar bills, your coins. Every little thing counts. I was very blessed to not only get that PlayStation 2, but still have $200 after the whole thing. I couldn't tell you what I ended up doing with the $200. I think my mom probably had me put some in savings, and maybe I used part of it to buy some other games for the PlayStation 2. I don't remember. Like I said, I was like 7-ish years old. Like, I just remember like the big things. I don't remember all those little details. Okay? I got my PlayStation 2 from Toys R Us. That was a huge deal. Why Toys R Us versus GameStop? Probably because when I was younger, Toys R Us was the it place. Like, I was a Toys R Us kid. To the point that every year, a little bit before Christmas, probably a month or two, my mom and I would take a day. We would plan ahead. This is the day. And we would go to Toys R Us. And she would walk around the whole store with me and let me show her things that I wanted for Christmas. You know, take notes, and just like, it was like hours we would spend in there. Of course, I didn't get everything, but you know, give her those ideas. But it was like a special day, a special trip to go to Toys R Us and do that. Or if I got a gift card, to go and pick something out, or if it was just a special occasion and one of my parents took me there, like, I was just overwhelmed, and it was just such a magical toyland that will certainly be missed. I will definitely miss it. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of competition. There's been rumors out there that Toys R Us has blamed the millennials for not having kids as to why they're closing. I think that's just dumb and not the story at all. I think they just have some stiff competition out there. I mean, people are buying things online more than anything. You've got Walmart and Target where you can go and you can get everything you need. You don't really need to just go to a toy store. It's more of a novelty. Now, I of course would love if they could have survived. I know there is a GoFundMe account out, or fundraiser, whatever you're gonna call it, that was started by the creator of Little Tikes, I believe. He and his investors are trying to raise $1 billion before the end of May. And what I think I heard as well was that both he and his investors each already donated $200 million of their own money to try to save Toys R Us. That's a lot of money. Now, something that I've thought about, and maybe they're kind of calculating this into that $1 billion they're trying to raise, is like, okay, Toys R Us is discounting everything, so all of their inventory is gonna be gone. And I noticed on their sale signs that the sale goes through like June 18th or something, sometime in June. So I'm assuming that's when they have to be closed. So if they're raising $1 billion by the end of May, that doesn't give them much time to save Toys R Us let alone save any inventory, because when I went in there, it was already swarming. There was barely any deals. I mean, significant percentages. And the place was packed. The shelves were already starting to look much more empty. It was insane. I guess we'll see what happens. I do thank you so much for sitting here, letting me just reminisce of the good times of Toys R Us and how much it'll be missed. If you've got some cool Toys R Us stories, let me know in the comments below. Were you a Toys R Us kid? Are you so sad, or do you maybe not care because that wasn't really your thing? Do you think that they can actually save Toys R Us? I don't know. Also, I'm posting this on Easter, which is also April Fool's, but I'm not here to fool you today. I'm really bad at April Fool's. Maybe one of these days I'll come up with something good. But happy Easter, happy Resurrection Sunday. Yes, Jesus died for you and me. I hope you've been having a great day, enjoying it with your family, your friends, sleeping, whatever it is you like to do, playing that PlayStation 2. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Me personally, I will be spending my Easter going to church, and then my boyfriend and I were invited to go hang out at a friend's house and have some food. So that's gonna be some good times. I love you all so very much. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment to those questions I had. And, you know, subscribe. But if you're really committed, like, yeah, hit that bell button, because that keeps you notified every time I post. If you want more story times, also let me know that in the comments. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I got things to do, okay? It's the real reason why I'm leaving, okay? Like, goodbye. Goodbye!